This New England Patriots team preview edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast is brought to you by Underdog. Get up to a $1,000 deposit match when you sign up on UnderdogFantasy.com. Promo code SGPN.
Hey, what's up, you degenerate gamblers? This is Bill Burr, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride, baby.
One of those guys who will get penetration.
Welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, stacking the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Sean, I'm wearing a classic. I don't know if you can see it. We'll go wide.
Oh yeah,
I am wearing the classic baby effing whales.
It is
it's a baby fucking wheel, man.
It's an all-time t-shirt. Great design, great logo. We have them going in the merch store. One of my favorite shirts. It calls back to a fun sound drop. One of our earlier shirts. If you've never seen the video, pause this podcast. Go check it out. It is, just. I forget what the title is, but just search baby whale in YouTube. It'll come up. A couple chowderheads out on the water. They discover this.
Should we just watch it?
Yeah, maybe pull it up. Although I feel, yeah, go for it.
Why is it not up anymore?
I might be, but yeah, good time to Ryan. While you're pulling that up, I'll remind people that the NFL is back. We got it. We just did our Hall of Fame game picks episode last night. Had some fun player props, some underdog higher overs. Or higher, lower, whatever. Some underdog fantasy projections. Check those out. That was a lot of fun. We also had Easy On Lions fan giving us some easy insights.
Go fuck yourself, San Diego.
But I'm jacked up for the Hall of Fame game. We got 32 NFL team previews, Ryan, and we are smack dab here in the middle with the New England Patriots. And of course, everyone is playing along at home with the phrase that pays. One word per team. This episode's word is Ryan. Can you guess it? I see some people guessing in the chat.
Well, fortunately for you, I have been keeping track. So when I pull it up and I read it to myself, I would guess in.
Ryan, you are right. This episode's word is in. Very easy. Woo. Add it to the list. The phrase that pays.
I am on one.
People have been sending in their guesses. I think some people are certainly on the right trail, but to officially qualify for the $1,000 Circa Future, you have to get all 32 words in the correct order. So appreciate the guesses. No one has nailed it correctly. A lot of people have the right idea, I would say, or on the right path. But again, you got to go 32 for 32, and then one lucky winner that sends in the correct 32 words, $1,000 Circa Future. So cannot wait for that, Ryan.
All right, I believe we're in a position where we can watch this.
Okay, let's go.
All right. I might have lied for it. I need you to stall for 1 second.
Okay.
Not stalling very well.
Who?
You.
What do you mean? You said you.
I thought I was ready, and then I said I need you to stall.
Yeah, and then I was about to start stalling.
Oh, okay. You're not stalling fast enough.
You were right up my ass on that, Ryan. We have the New England Patriots coming up.
Right up your ass. What are you talking about?
We're going to be joined.
That might be a drop.
We're going to be joined by Cody Zeeb from the Nascar Gambling Podcast. He is even though he's a Nebraska guy, he's a Patriots Super Fan. Kramer, do we have it?
Let's
ready?
see if it works.
Okay.
Jay says it's a fucking big
sound.
sea turtle.
Okay. It's kind of mostly sound.
Look at this fuck.
No sound. Well, that failed miserably. All right, and we'll come back to this.
Like I said, look it up on your own time. It's a lot of fun. Let's bring on our guest, Kramer.
All right, we bring him on.
Joining us on the line, New England Patriots Super Fan from the NASCAR Gambling Podcast. You know him, love him, Cody Zeeb. Cody, what's happening?
Hey guys, how's it going? Thanks for having me
yeah,
on. I
appreciate
appreciate
it
it.
as always. Yeah, you're calling in from the NASCAR garage. You got the sweet old school Dale Earnhardt t-shirt
Yeah.
you're rocking there. Remi-
Right.
yeah,
Do it for Dale.
remind people how a guy who grew up, spent most of his life in Nebraska, also dealing with the corn sweats like J Mark.
It's been
How do
rough.
you end up a New England Patriots fan?
Yeah, it might be the worst year ever for the coin sweats. It's definitely been bad, but
Oh,
yeah, I just sort of lucked into
my bad.
to becoming a Patriots fan. By my dad wasn't really a football fan, so as a little kid, sat down to watch the Super Bowl, and my mom's like, "Well, we got to pick a team to root for," and it was the Rams in St. Louis and the Patriots, and obviously from the Boston area, and she's like, "Well, Boston's way cooler than St. Louis, so let's
Okay.
go for them." And there I was. I was born a fan. They won,
How-
so I was like, okay,
Big dog.
hey,
for
I
that
like this
game.
football
How
thing.
old
This
were
is
you?
great. And so that would have been the 01
yeah.
Super Bowl, right? So I was 9.
Wow. So,
So,
Sean, at the
yeah,
same
that was-
exact.
That was my introduction
Mm.
into football, really, because I didn't, my dad wasn't a football guy or anything, so I hadn't really paid much attention at that point in time.
At the same exact time that Cody is experiencing this, I am offering teasers to anyone who wants to bet them, where I'm taking the other side of people teasing the Rams, taking the Rams in the over. So essentially Rams in a pick 'em. I forget exactly what the total was, but they teased it down. I made
But I think that was like a 14-point spread, Ryan. That was a real sweetheart teaser.
Oh yeah, I'm sorry. It was down to 7. That's
Yeah,
what it was.
7.
Down to a touchdown, and then whatever the total was, cleaned up.
Yeah,
Cleaned
I
up.
mean, Patriots winning outright as huge dogs, and that's when it was still fun to root for the Patriots. They were the scrappy underdog. Drew Bledsoe gets injured. This nobody named Tom Brady comes in, and oh wow, look at this, they're going on a run. And then that moment of, oh, Bledsoe's healthy. Are they going to bring him back? Instead, they let old Brady run the ship there.
All right, now 100%.
It worked out
100%.
okay.
It's probably the right call in hindsight.
I have solved our audio issues,
Okay.
and we can, in fact, watch. If we want to, we can watch my screen.
All right, let's go back to the Baby Whale sound drop. I feel like there's a lot of new listeners to the podcast. Appreciate everyone checking in.
Is this viral moment so old that people haven't seen it?
I think so. I think there's a mix that. Now this was also when stuff went viral, it went super viral because there was like less stuff going viral. So I feel like this crossed a lot of people's paths, but they might not recognize the necessarily the sound drop or where it comes from.
I don't know what this is, but Jay says it's a fucking big sea turtle. Look, it's a baby fucking wheel, man. Holy shit, we are witnessing a baby fucking wheel right here, dude. Holy shit. That thing is big, Jay. What is that thing? It looks hurt. I don't know. That thing looks hurt, Jay. Jay, that thing is hurt, bro. Holy shit, look at this fucking thing. Oh my God, what the fuck is that, bro? Jay, what the fuck is that? Oh man, pull back up, Jay. Come on. Come on, bro. Pull back up, bro.
Anyway, it goes on.
I've listened to this a million times. I missed the part where he goes, maybe his mother's around, Jay. and then there's a part where they're talking about how they got to take it to the aquarium.
Yeah.
It goes on for 10 minutes. It is, it's amazing. So shout out to those gentlemen gracing us with a baby effing whale.
True
t-shirt.
chowderheads.
True chowderheads indeed.
And we will license the baby whale logo for any recreational or intramural sports leagues.
Oh,
we
yeah.
were happy to share that with you.
Yes.
That would actually be pretty.
That would be a great youth sports moment to see that. The logo is pretty cool.
Oh, it doesn't have to be youth. It could be adult rec leagues as well.
Yeah, rec league basketball team, slow pitch softball team. I'm kind of disappointed no one is. If your slow pitch softball team wants to be called the Baby Effing Whales, we'll hook you guys up with some shirts, whatever it is. Hit us up, podcast@sgpn.io. Kramer, let's recap the 2024 New England Patriots. Yes.
Can we just skip this
Cody,
part? Or?
now I forget, Cody, where you were last year with your Patriots? Where you were more optimistic than Kramer and I. We both had the Patriots going 3-14. Now,
Yeah.
I didn't realize Joe Milton would come in and light up the scoreboard there at the end. I'm sure Cody was rooting against
Oh,
Joe
boy.
Milton. Uh,
Yeah, I wasn't not super happy about that game.
that was such a weird game where they trot out Drake Maye for like one series, then they put in Joe Milton, kind of tanking, also kind of maybe seeing what you got in Joe Milton. Joe Milton plays a great game. They win the game. They mess up their draft pick, and now they end up having to take Will Campbell number 4. Interesting. Let's start there.
Wait, hold on. Cody was on the show last year, right?
Yes.
Okay, so Cody actually was lower than us at 2-15.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow. Okay.
Or was it? No, it might have been Capper.
Yeah, I was
going
gonna
to
say maybe Cody.
I think it was
whoever
Capper.
was.
Yeah, because I feel like I remember complaining after that show about could we just get a
probably
positive take on the Pats for once?
That's
here?
crazy. That feel. I'm almost gonna verify this information.
Yeah,
because
he was very
Jesus.
low, and
Jesus,
I was.
Christ.
I was cautiously optimistic.
Yeah.
As a fan, you always have
Rookie
some hope, right?
quarterback.
But I wasn't. I feel a lot better this year than I did last year. Which
Well,
low
so yeah,
bar,
they were
but,
4-13 straight up. Kramer and I almost nailed it at 3-14. We were both there. 7-9-1 ATS. They did smash the under 4.5. Although I feel like that started at 5.5 and then moved down to 4.5. It was just a bad, rough season, obviously, for the New England Patriots. I guess the good question, the highlight though is you end up getting a high pick. You end up getting rid of your coach. You bring in Mike Vrabel, who probably should have been the coach to begin with. It seemed like they had like a succession
100%.
plan in place that they kind of stuck to.
But also, you got the first bad pick of the draft. Also,
well, Will Campbell. We'll see. Where are you at, Cody, with Will Campbell?
I don't mean to disrespect Will Campbell, Cody. I'm just saying if you're being objective, before the draft happened, people were very much saying there's 2 dudes in this draft, and Cam Ward being in there makes it a 3 pick. So Patriots unfortunately got the undersized left tackle that a lot of question marks.
Yeah, that's the part where it was like there was a big drop from 3 to 4, right?
Yeah,
and that's the part where that game at the end of the year where Joe Milton won really hit you in the shorts, because you miss out on a guy like Hunter or Carter. I would love to have Carter, but I think it works out fine. Offensive line needed address big time. I know he's got little arms, but I think Campbell's going to be just fine. Coming from the SEC, he was fine there. So, yeah, I'm excited about that. And to the coaching stuff, I do think there was that handshake agreement, or maybe it was in writing, whatever, where we got to hire this guy, and they stuck with that despite it being the bad choice. Luckily, they realized their mistake, and Vrabel was still sitting around waiting, because that's who I wanted him to hire the first time. And I think it was a big mistake, not hiring him and going with Mayo instead. But I'm glad that they didn't stick with Mayo or keep trying it. Like, they just cut the ties, got rid of him, and got to Vrabel here. And I'm very, very excited for.
It's literally the nightmare scenario, right? Because you almost have to view that year of quarterback development as a wash. And so as I was coming into as like a macro Patriots point, I decided to just view Drake Maye as a rookie this year. We are, yeah.
And I think actually, like, to your point there, I think that it's hard to even look at the 2024 Patriots almost at all, because there's so much new this year and so much that's different. I think it's hard to compare the two teams. It's almost like it is a brand new team with a brand new coaching staff. The quarterback, in a sense, brand new, as you're kind of saying, but you've already seen some things you like from him, right? So I'll take that. He's got a little bit of game experience, which is nice as well. Hopefully, he won't be running for his life so much this year. But I am kind of viewing them as almost a new team.
I told Sean before the show that this I kind of have to go against some of my intuition here, because there's a lot of reasons to feel good about this Patriots team going into the season, and I think the main thing was the reason I like Drake Maye as a prospect, which was he was the greenest of the prospects from a quarterback playing standpoint. So the idea that he would develop a ton with real professional development was like something I bought into. Now, again, I completely undid that as I was preparing for this year's preview, because they might have done harm last year. I've seen this happen, right? I see Shermer has Dan Jones operating like a thick 8-inch weapon, and then Jason Garrett comes in and they slice it right down to 4.5 inches.
I think you lost Cody when you brought in Daniel Jones
sorry,
as a comp, which
which
is scary as a Pats fan.
But that I do think that like the one of the like a decent amount of the versions of Drake Maye where he turns into Daniel Jones if the offense doesn't if the offense neutered him. And so yeah, you bring in McDaniels who at least has some experience with development.
Oh, the McDaniels hire, I know Scott in the chat was saying imagine hiring Josh McDaniels, but yeah, if you're the Broncos or the Raiders, like horrible move, right? He's not a head coach.
Yeah.
But what he is a really good offensive coordinator. He's a really good Patriots offensive coordinator in particular, has been multiple times he's been over there, right? So that's like some people just aren't cut out to be a head coach, but they're cut out for a different position, and that's what he's cut out to be. And now bringing him back into this role yet again, is he looking for or even getting head coaching opportunities now? Probably not. So now we can settle in with Vrabel as the head coach, hopefully for a long time. And maybe McDaniels is just the guy on offense along with Drake Maye. I mean, potentially you've got these three paired up for a long term, and it could be.
Yeah, I mean,
successful.
my take on the Patriots is kind of interesting because I do think certainly there's reasons to be optimistic. There's reason to think they will improve from where they were at last year. But then you look at Drake Maye, who was 1-9 in games where he attempted double-digit passes, and I get he had some nice throws, but I still think he's still raw as a prospect. He's still going to be developing and growing. And I'm just even watching the training camp. The reports are glowing, but there is also a lot of quote, this roster has a long way to go. And I do think Vrabel is a much better head coach, but I worry like where they're at in the market. They're almost pricing, hey, this guy comes in and everything is fixed. I think it's going to be a little bit of a slower process. And I look at the offensive line where now you're starting a rookie left tackle, Will Campbell. It sounds like Jared Wilson is going to start at left guard. So you have a rookie left guard and rookie left tackle with a second-year quarterback that's developing. Now, who do you got going for pass catchers? Stefon Diggs. I get if I was a Patriots fan, I'd be excited, but he is, he's going into his 11th season, coming off an ACL injury, possibly doing a lot of pink cocaine on a boat. I just
that should be a performance enhancer.
I love
right?
Matt Collins. I like the Matt Collins pickup. Milton Williams, I think, is solid. He's not like he probably got a little bump from some of those big games he had in the Super Bowl, which is certainly huge. So I think this Patriots team is certainly going to be better from last year, but when they moved the win total from 7.5 to 8.5, and I hear so many people calling them the surprise team, Drake Maye, MVP, they're going to make some noise. I think you're getting a little ahead of yourself for this year, but that's kind of my big picture take on the New England Patriots. I mean, you look at Vrabel, he was 7-10, 6-11 last couple of years as the Titans head coach. He's kind of dubbed as a defensive genius.
Yeah, but if you look at when he stepped in to the Titans, right? I mean, they were good right off the bat. 4 of his 6 seasons, they had at least 9 wins. He took Ryan Tannehill to the number 1 seed in the AFC. Even with Marcus Mariota, he had some successful seasons stepping in there right away, inheriting what was a bad team and didn't really have a ton of pieces. To your point too about Drake Maye, didn't look great last year. Well, he didn't have an offensive line, so he had no time. He had nobody to throw to. Both of those things have been addressed. Are they perfect? No, but they've addressed the offensive line. You take your, the 5th overall pick, or 4th overall pick, whatever it was. You get that. You get some free agents, some other stuff. Good to see Adam. I can't wait to hear Adam talk about the Buffalo Bills.
Somewhat complimentary, saying Patriots are the only team in the AFC East that scares me long term, and that's where I'm at with Adam. I like the Vrabel hire. I'm optimistic about Drake Maye. It's just for this year. Is it all it all going to click this year? Now, to Cody's point, for optimism, the schedule is easy, and they're in a decent spot schedule wise. So but big picture, yeah, the offensive line in particular is a little scary for me.
Yeah, and I would
but you want to look at
the
traditional regression stuff, minus 11 turnover margin. They weren't good at recovering fumbles. That's a guy like something that Vrabel would fix. 1-4 in less than 3-point games, 3-6 in 1-score games. So all that stuff breaks right for them.
Also, if you look at some of the age stuff with their they strike me as way more similar to the Redskins last year than I thought. They've brought in a lot of pieces that are like solid pros who are a little older.
Yeah.
And so they're fragile. And unfortunately, when you have a roster that's still a work in progress, really what that means, especially in this case, because there's plenty of star power, is that the depth is very, very young. And which means when Carlton Davis goes down or Harold Landry goes down, we're probably going to see more of a drop off, especially along the offensive line is an area where, and so a team that I think, you can talk about Vrabel's success in Tennessee, and he certainly built a culture, but that success was very much on the back of Arthur Smith as well. And so we have no problem, some of us in the media, clowning Arthur Smith as the game passed him by. Well, then it's not that irresponsible to think that the game may have passed Mike Vrabel by as well. And also that style of coaching, culture, winning, whatever, that works when you win early. And so, a chicken or the egg problem to me. So if they can get the wins early with a young quarterback like the Redskins did last year, then certainly it can work. Like Dan Quinn to me and Mike Vrabel aren't that different. And so I think, we saw what the upside case can be in the Commanders last year.
Yeah.
And so I came to the conclusion that I actually do think the upside here is like making a little bit of a surprise playoff run. But I also think the downside here is they don't have a lot of depth at the offensive line. Drake Maye didn't develop at all last year and is basically a rookie all over again. And the defense, which most people are giving, I would say at least fair assumption that they're going to be fine. Everyone's kind of like, yeah, the defense has players. They'll be fine. If that's not the case, then the floor becomes what last year was.
Yeah, no, it's again, if it breaks right, they do have a ceiling there with Drake Maye. I'm laughing at Nick Fortune in the chat.
I was going to say it almost seemed like you and Cody were texting each other while I was talking because you're both giggling like school children.
Nick, I totally forgot about this, but Nick Fortune saying, "Hey, great to see you, Sean and Kramer." Hello, sassy Cody. I forgot about his nickname. I forgot about how we were trying to find a nickname for Cody.
It must not be that good.
I was hoping everybody else would forget, but
see,
unfortunately,
it's a great
Nick is still
nickname because Cody clearly doesn't want to be called sassy.
He's probably also dealing with the corn sweats.
Yeah,
so it's just
sassy, sweaty Cody.
Man, it's been rough.
All right, let's get into the schedule here before we do. Shout out to our buddies over at mybookie.ag. Promo code SGPN. Football is back. Perfect time to fire up the MyBookie account. Give yourself another option, another out. Wherever you are, it's good to have access to a mybookie.ag account and use that promo code SGPN. You get a 100% match up to $1,000. Terms and conditions do apply on the bonus. So, check if you want to do the rollover bonus or not. Again, the very easy to deposit with cryptocurrency and highly, highly recommend it. Makes it lightning fast payouts, easy to deposit. It's a fun site with tons of action, tons of ways to get down. Head over there now, mybookie.ag, promo code SGPN. And we're also brought to you by Rhythm. Of course, Rhythm on a nice little heater here, as always, with their power trends. It's great because Rhythm, they give you two options. Either, hey, you can build your own model, come up with your own picks, projections. And again, building the model is pretty simple because you're just adjusting the sliders. And then they do all the background math. You just have to be like, hey, I want a model that favors defense and running the ball, and they'll spit it out. Or You can just say, "Hey, open up MLB. I'm bored. I want a little action here on the old baseball. Hit the top 5 predictions. Hit the power trends. We got a power trend right here, and that is what do we got here? The Devil Rays. Wait, are they still called the Devil Rays?
I think just the Rays.
The Rays.
Yeah.
Okay. Tampa Bay Rays plus 124 on the money line at home against the Dodgers. Even as a Dodgers backer, Ryan, fading Kershaw on the road, I think is a good spot. But the power trend suggests to hop on plus 124. Get your 7-day free trial today. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/RITHMM.
To quote the great Herm Edwards, "I don't mess with no devil."
That's true.
All right,
Let's get to it.
should we hop into the schedule?
Oh yeah, let's go.
All right, we should start our engines. You see what I did there?
Oh,
Yep,
gentlemen,
getting all right. I will
start
say,
your engines.
Yeah, it's
Drivers.
drivers.
Yeah.
You got to go with drivers, Sean. We have
That's
female
true.
drivers.
Yeah.
Sean. What
I'm
the
so
fuck?
I'm gonna get canceled.
It's 2025,
Fuck.
Sean. Jeez, come on. The Devil Rays and gentlemen.
I'll tell you what, my if you haven't listened to the Jags episode yet, my engine really got started in that one. If you want to hear an engine get started,
the Jags start my engine this year too.
Oh.
I love
Ooh.
the Jags.
oh, we should.
Are you gonna join the Jag wagon? Is
Yeah,
that right?
hop on the Jag
Couple,
wagon.
couple Jag offs.
We can
All
yeah,
aboard
hop
the
on
Jag wagon.
wagon. We can jag off together. Let's hop into the schedule where we have 8.5. Again, if you remember from the start of the show, and let's do a little flashback. Start of the show. Wow, 4.5 last year.
Yep.
Brable comes in 8.5.
8.5.
Big adjustment.
And little nugget I came across there from doing the research from the old Warren Sharp guide. Going into last year, summer 2024, the look headlines, they were favored in 0 games.
Yeah.
Going into this game, they're favored in 11 games.
Now,
so
were you saying the how rare that is? Because I either heard someone say it on a podcast or you said it in the office earlier.
it is. I mean, you look at some of the other teams that are favored 11 plus games. It's, like the Eagles, the Chiefs, the Bills, some of these other power teams, which I think highlights, one, how high the market is on the Patriots, and then 2, the ease of their schedule, or at least believed ease of their schedule. But it's a big adjustment from last year.
To have this much of a swing from going from like number of games as a favorite one year to the next, without a quarterback change, has never happened.
But it's kind of a quarterback change, right? You're viewing him as a rookie.
You got the coach change, which is kind of a fair
big.
caveat, but it's the biggest swing in the.
I mean, technically, he wasn't the starter at the beginning of the year.
No,
last
basically,
year either, so Kobe Brissett did start.
But it would. But their market price at the end of the year was based on Drake Maye, and so so to see even the way they ended power rated last year compared to what they're going into the season power rated, and to your point, probably the better way to fade them is in the look ahead markets, because the collective, like I feel like they're even more overrated collectively across all the games than they are even in the win total market. 8.5, slight juice to the under, -129, 158 to make the playoffs, -196 to miss. That might be my favorite chalky play of the season so far. 5.5 to 1 to win the division, 34 to 1 to win the conference, and 80 to 1 to win the Super Bowl. I did say that I thought if you're playing a ceiling case, that there probably are some versions where I could see that conference price feels like people have played it already.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like 34 to 1 for a team that was tremendously hard. Like it's coming off go franchise back. Low.
I don't have it all at the tip of my fingertips, tip of my fingers, but if you go,
where was that at?
We got the corn sweats out in California.
How often has a team gone from 4 wins to winning the conference the next year?
Well, Washington just did it last year. I mean, they didn't win the conference, but they weren't that far away from winning the conference. So
that's why Washington is the perfect comp for this, because it's a defensive first guy built on the players kind of liking him and being a culture guy. And you know, if it all works, it's because the quarterback is him, as the young people might say. So let's look at the first four.
And
Any other nuggets on the schedule?
well, and just I'm told that the
Okay.
Vikings are the team that's going to do the have the Redskins like season and not the Patriots. So I don't know if both teams can have the crazy.
Didn't the Vikings win?
Yeah,
14
no,
games
the
last year?
Vikings fans are insane.
The Vikings are like the opposite of the Patriots in some ways. All right, so first four, as we mentioned, they're favored in 11 games. Of course, reminder: the AFC does get the extra home game this year, so that's part of it. But Raiders at home to start the season. I've already declared this one of my favorite plays of Week 1. If I'm playing a circa million entry by myself, this would be on the entry. Love fading again in the look ahead market. Love fading the Patriots there, and then at Miami game, Florida early, tough, and then Steelers and Panthers. My God, Sean, this might only be one win. I'm curious to hear your take, but Cody, first four. How many wins do the new look Patriots get?
Yeah, I mean, actually, the Raiders game is one of my favorite bets going into Week 1. Give me the Patriots easily in that one. I mean, yeah, I'm not Pete Carroll and Geno Smith going into New England. That shouldn't scare anybody, I don't think. I mean, I get that they've been fine together over the years, but yeah, I love the Patriots in that one. I think they're going to start off hot. Miami, going to Florida, I think certainly could be a problem. So I'm kind of waffling on that one. Pittsburgh is always tough. They're Pittsburgh, right? It's in New England, so I think that's helpful. Carolina, I'm going to give to the Patriots at home as well. So I'll go 2-2, or give me 3-1 in this. They'll pick up either the Miami or the Pittsburgh one here. And I did want to toss out a bet. You can get the Patriots to start 5-0 at 25-1. So let's say, let's say they get through Miami here and they win these first four. Now you're holding a 25-1 ticket going into Buffalo. So you're gonna have to probably work some magic to make sure you come out ahead. But
tough situation to monetize there, Sean. I will say this also: no one knows the Vrabel defense like Arthur Smith. So that Pittsburgh game becomes very interesting. 1-3.
1-3.
1-3.
Yeah, I mean,
and it's going to be an 0-3 start. So start up your press clippings, and then Drake Maye will fortunately beat Bryce Young.
Well, this is the situation. I don't have a strong take on them Week 1. I'm kind of going back and forth. I know your love of the Raiders and the situation.
Oh my God.
I do think I'm going to fade them when they're facing elite pass rushers. So I think the idea of Max Crosby going up against this Pats offensive line.
Yeah, even better reason. And they got that weirdo Christian Wilkins out of the locker room.
That was
not that there's anything wrong with that.
Well, apparently some of it's wrong.
He might become a Giant at some point. So
okay,
I'm hedging my
normally. Hey, whatever.
I think he has a connection to Vrabel. I think I saw that at some point. So maybe he'll be on the Patriots.
They were monitoring the situation.
He said he would cut his dick off, so maybe that's easier to kiss.
Wilkins is like, all right, I'll be there. At Miami, I like that spot for Miami. It's going to be hot and humid. The Pats, they always struggle in Miami early in September, even going back.
Also, how is this not 3?
Yeah,
and really, I mean, Tua's never lost to the Patriots.
It's kind of a crazy stat.
But, he'll still be playing likely in Week 2.
If he
at
can
least.
get through the Colts.
So that Week 18 game might be questionable, but I did. That is the one where that definitely scares me, and I think probably gonna have to go with
now. Steelers at home. I just look at these teams that have elite pass rushers like TJ Watt.
Yeah.
And I think that's going to be the game is going to be a close, ugly game. And if TJ Watt can get a strip sack, I think that's going to be the difference.
Miami has pass rushers too. They don't have a great overall defense.
Well, and we'll see if guys like Jalen Phillips, Bradley Chubb are
the
okay.
Panthers don't have the pass rush, and I think that's why they can. That game,
Panthers.
Like
the more I look at this, I like that for the Patriots. I think the Raiders game could be a toss-up. I wouldn't be, I guess, shocked, but I'll go 1-3 because yeah, a new head coach, a lot of moving parts for this team.
If they don't get that win in Carolina, they then start a stretch where they have 3 straight road games.
Wow.
I mean, again, can we have AI help out with this kind of thing? First up, we have.
That's some pretty. I mean, if you're gonna have 3 road games though, outside of Buffalo, obviously, this is the 3-game road stretch you probably
the
want.
Buffalo game, obviously, that's a very hard spot. But then you're going at New Orleans, at Tennessee. Have you watched some of the highlights of the quarterback play in New Orleans? That team might not win a game.
It's bad. It's bad.
They might not win a game.
Yeah.
I'm not even kidding. I was someone who thought Tyler Schuck might be decent, but he is being clear. The quote was clearly outplayed by Spencer Rattler.
Yeah, that's a really red
bad.
flag.
Really bad.
Now
That's a big. Well, and for New Orleans, like, isn't it ideal to lose all the
probably.
games and then Arch Manning is the guy? Like, that's probably not going to be how it works because it never works that way. But it would be.
Here's the dirty secret: like, if you don't pay attention to Arch isn't coming out.
Yeah,
Arch isn't coming out this year. So I don't know what you would. I guess Nussmeier maybe is the guy. Go from LSU right across the street.
Yeah, but if he gets the chance to go to Grandpa's team and revive New
Honestly,
Orleans, they're not like they've got some pieces there. They're not great.
I don't think I want. If my grandfather was named, if my name was Arch Manning, and my grandfather's name was Archie Manning, I don't think I actually would want to go. I think there's a reason he went to Texas and not Ole Miss, Tennessee.
That is true.
I think.
True. That's actually a strong
I think
point.
actually the Giants and the Saints are the 2 teams that Arch Manning does not want to play for, and the Colts. I would say those 3 teams he probably does not want to play for. If I was him.
Also, we don't know if he's good. we haven't. I mean, we haven't seen him play football at a high level. I get the hype. I understand it, but
God's eye.
has he looked good?
A couple years back on God's eye, we tuned in to a game where he was playing.
Yeah,
I believe
you're like, this guy sucks. Fuck him.
His school was playing. I think like IMG or one of those private academies, and they got their ass beat.
Yeah,
and he did not look good. And it was like, oh, this is interesting. I guess his last name being Manning helps, but yeah, very interesting. I mean, he's going to look as good as he can look in Sark's offense. That's the reality of it. All right. So 3 straight road games at Buffalo, at New Orleans, at Tennessee. Again, New Orleans and Tennessee, we don't know what that quarterback situation is going to look like. And the floor for it is very, very low. And then you have a Cleveland team who kind of run that back. Like that might be the easiest 3 games. If I ignore home road, getting New Orleans, Tennessee, and Cleveland in a 3-game stretch is a gift from the gods. Here's the problem. They're road games, which means they'll find a way to drop one of them.
You just don't in the NFL. You don't win your 3rd road game. You just don't.
2-2.
I'm 2-2 as well. I get maybe why you could be a little more optimistic, but you just don't win your 3rd road game. And I like them against New Orleans. I like them at home against the Browns. The Bills are going to beat them. So 2-2.
Vrabel gets a little tight for the revenge spot in Tennessee.
Cody, what do you have him going here?
Take me back and make me 2-2 for the first 4. I'll give you Pittsburgh and Miami. We'll change that. It's 3-1 in this group, right? You go to Buffalo. You're going to get your ass kicked, but they're going to bounce back. This is where it's going to be rally around the troops. Here we go. New Orleans is fucking horrible, as we just talked about. Tennessee's a revenge spot for Mike Vrabel. He's not going to lose to them. Then you get to go home, and you're playing the Cleveland Browns. Joe Flacco's hurt, dead, gone, whatever. It's Sanders or like, who's playing quarterback against Mike Vrabel? Not worried about that. So, yeah, it's a tough spot having 3 in a row, but I think probably better to go to Buffalo, just get your ass handed to you early, and kind of get we need to wake up, and that's going to be probably a spot where it's like, okay, are you here to play or are you not here to play? You go to New Orleans, you go to Tennessee, and then you come home and win. So 2-2 in the first 4, I'll change to that, but give me 3-1.
So Cody's got him 5-3. Kramer and I both have them 3-5 here, 8 games through.
And They do seem dangerously close to being able to start 0-5. That would pay 14-1. Just as a aside. All right, next 4. And if I believe I mentioned it, but if I didn't, the Buffalo game is a prime time spot Sunday night. Next 4 we have starting off with a home game against Atlanta, then back to Florida to take on the Bucks, home against the Jets, and then on the road against the Bengals. So if we use the same logic, we don't know what the pass rush for Atlanta might look like.
Yeah,
That becomes a winnable game for me. So maybe we're on a nice little stretch here, and then at Tampa, I don't know. Doesn't Todd Bowles pick up? Doesn't he take care of this situation? Yeah, I'm going to say another 2-2. The Bengals game being a loss for me.
yeah. I mean, I'm a little higher than market probably on the Jets and the Falcons, but
I'm chopping the Jets up for the division.
That's fair. I think even Atlanta, dome team outdoors. I do think that the Patriots would kind of match up pretty decently against this Falcons team at Tampa Bay.
Even with that though, and I'm a kind of more of a Falcons hater. Doesn't it seem like the Patriots shouldn't be laying a full field goal against the Falcons? Even
it should be.
Feels like they're a little bit more.
There again. There's a ton of respect for this.
Vrabel's getting lots of love
for this team in the market, and fading Raheem Morris. You could do worse things in the NFL.
True.
I'll go with 2-2 as well, Kramer. This feels about right.
Yeah, I'll
2-2.
I'll take 2-2 in this group. I think Tampa and Cincy are going to be tough. They're both on the road, but I like Atlanta and the Jets at home. I'll take it.
And that Jets game is Thursday Night Football, also. FYI. Last 5, and
the Jets are. Yeah,
it's an interesting spot because you like fading rookie head coaches on Thursday night. In addition, so Vrabel kind of
on the road
Vrabel,
too. Yeah.
For Aaron
like the
Glenn,
Jets would be. It wouldn't be. It's not early in the season. I think that trend's stronger earlier in the season, but regardless. All right, last 5. Pat's getting the late bye. Great if they're going to be gearing up for the playoffs, but I think they probably would have preferred to get a bye early instead of a 3-game road stretch. First up, they're going to another daunting pass rush in the New York Football Giants. That on Monday Night Football, which again, guys, use AI to help you make a better schedule. Putting the Giants and the Patriots week 13 on Monday Night Football is very risky. Then into a bye week for the Patriots. Then coming out, they have Buffalo at home, at Baltimore, back-to-back road spot at Jets, and then Miami at home. Certainly the Miami game becomes that's just the complete opposite of week 2, and the Dolphins will lose that game. I think the Jets game, I said I was going to chop it up earlier. A little surprised the Patriots are road favorites here, Sean, if you ask me. And I think you mentioned, Sean, the pass rushes are going to give these teams trouble.
Yeah.
I anticipate the Giants, Buffalo, and Baltimore will be able to have a strong pass rush. So there's 3 losable games right there.
What are you doing, Ryan?
Cody, how do you have them finishing?
Yeah, start with Cody.
Yeah, so I think the Giants game. Sorry, Ryan. I do like the Giants this year, but I think that's a win. This is the Buffalo game that I'm sort of interested in. You're coming off the bye. Have we I think we get our ass kicked at Buffalo in week 5, but have we established ourselves as a decent team now? Late in the season, Buffalo comes to New England. I don't think it'll be a cakewalk for Buffalo. The spread kind of agrees being at 4.5. I think that's a winnable game. Will they win? I don't know. At Baltimore is going to be tough. That's a loss. The Jets and Miami are both interesting cases because where are those teams at? I think there's Miami. I was on Old Fashioned Football yesterday, and we were talking about the AFC East. I think Miami is like the team in the entire NFL that could go either way. Like they could be top of the league, could be bottom of the league. Where are they at this point in time? Yeah, very fragile, but they also have potential, right? So, I'll go with 3-2 here. I think we'll get. You're going to drop 2 of these, but I think we can pick up 3 wins in these 5.
To me, 2 and 3 in this 5-game stretch makes a ton of sense. Like maybe they just win Giants and Miami. Maybe they win at Jets and Giants. I still think they're going to have their hands full with the Bills in both games. At Baltimore, good luck in late December there winning a game at M&T Stadium.
That's the Baltimore one is the loss for
one
sure.
is definitely a loss, and then
and
yeah, I think those back-to-back division games.
but like Patrick said, like Buffalo trips up against the
That is
Patriots once a
true.
year. It's one of those division things where we do play like we're good against them in one of the games, and I just don't see it being that week 5 spot unless we just catch Buffalo sleeping early or something. But coming off the bye late at home, weather could be a factor. Who knows? I like that spot a lot.
2 and
better.
3 just makes a ton of sense for me, and it gets me to a reasonable spot here. A slight fade of the Pats, considering the hype, and again, like their win total opened at 7.5. It's up to 8.5. So you got to be careful on teams catching steam like that. Kramer, what is your last 5?
Even if well, my gut says 2 and 3, but I could see Vrabel getting some form of crescendo and stealing a win somewhere.
Obviously, much better head coach than Dable. You would agree?
What's that? Well, I think that you nailed it. The pass rush is going to be a problem for teams, or for this Patriots team, and the Giants will clearly have a good pass rush. So I'm not sure. Yeah, I'll say 2 and 3. I don't. If they steal one, it would be the Ravens, though. Actually, the Ravens. Really? Well, that stretch they have, they're going to be going Cincy, Pittsburgh, at Cincy, then they get the New England game, and then at Green Bay, at Pittsburgh. So it certainly is the disinteresting game for them in that little stretch. So could I see Vrabel and the Patriots rattle off their last 3, finish 8 and 9, have some level of optimism going into next year? You know what? Let's go 3 and 2.
Okay.
I'll be optimistic. It's still an under.
So Kramer clocks in at 8 and 9. I'm at 7 and 10. Cody in at 10 and 7. We're going to talk about our.
I have all.
I have
all 3: Jets, Dolphins, and Patriots. I have at 8 and 9.
Yeah,
that
always happens, right?
That feels like it might not happen.
I do love how like the win total got steamed up to 8.5 from 7.5. And it's everybody's like, oh, they're all over this. But then all I hear everywhere is, oh, it's way too high. They're not going to get there. Look at the chat. Everybody's taking the under. I love it because they're like, the win total's brought up because they understand this is a new team. This is a team that has potential. Is it going to all click? That's the question, right? But if it clicks, the ceiling is pretty high, I think. But the fact that a lot of people are so scared of it and it's a smash the under, I love it. Keep doubting us.
I like Sean 2 and 3.
I'll see you at 10.
I'm back. I want to make sure they're in last place.
Kramer's turning into a Benedict with his waffling over here.
Glad I could sway you that way.
Cody, Cody's a bulletin board guy. He's catching all the hate. He's putting it up in his in the NASCAR gambling garage there, just staring at it, getting ready for the season. And of course, season right around, which means a contest sign up weekend, Circa Million, Circa Survivor. Come out to Circa Las Vegas, sign up for the contest, hang out with us. $22.5 million up for grabs. The largest football contests in the world. It is pretty crazy to play NFL Survivor, and they're guaranteeing 15 million. I'm going to say they're going to guarantee 20 million because they're going to get 20 million in entries. They take 0 rake, which means all the prizes they collect goes back to you, the winners. Circuit Grandissimo, 100,000 entry. I just saw someone emailed in about possibly interested in our investment group. Ryan, keep sending those in. podcast@sgpn.io. And anytime you hang out the Circa, the D, or the Golden Gate, great value, great properties. Circa's just awesome. Downtown, great prices, 3 to 2 blackjack. You get Barry's Steakhouse and 15% off when you use the promo code SGP15. And when you're signing up for the contest, you need a proxy. Go to footballcontest.com, use the promo code SGP, $50 off your proxy fees. Footballcontest.com, promo code SGP. And we're also brought to you by Underdog Fantasy. Head over to Underdog Fantasy. Play Best Ball Mania. 15 million up for grabs, including 2 million up for first. It's just a great time to be drafting some fantasy football teams. Get in on the pick'em. We gave out a number of plays for the Hall of Fame game, including Trey Lance higher a half interception. That was a nice little spicy play. You got a higher little performance upgrade on that one. I also do like the higher on both quarterbacks rushing yards. Cody, who is who is someone you're drafting a ton of in Best Ball Mania?
Oh, well, I've got a lot of best ball
Of
teams,
course.
which is always great. Somebody I've really picked up steam on lately, since we're talking about the Patriots, Travion Henderson. I'm getting more and more excited about him as we continue.
He does seem like the guy that, I mean, we were expert analysts last night, and we saw him go off, I think, at last pick in the 3rd round.
Yeah, I think I mean I also do like Drake Maye because I think he is going to be running a little bit more. So get in over there, underdogfantasy.com, promo code SGPN.
Yeah, and real quick too, if you go over to sportsgamblingpodcast.com, I got an article with a couple of my favorite picks for tonight's Hall of Fame.
Perfect timing
for underdogs.
Get
so
in
go check that
over
out.
there. Great time to get involved in the pick'em. Kramer, what do you like here for your New England Patriots?
Before we do that, I was thinking if we get to the magical bar for Grandissimo,
Yes,
I like the idea of sliding the entry in last minute.
Oh,
Like that last Friday, right?
Just in time, 10 minutes.
Just be a surprise.
Like, oh yeah, we'll take one of
Yes.
these too.
We have the briefcase ready for $100K in cash. We just need to get the rest of the investors in order, Ron.
Yeah, we have plenty of room for the cash. So I thought I was going to be more aggressively like this team's going to be bad. I want to play all the floor cases.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Okay.
I am on the under.
Yes. So under 8.5 wins.
I think the narrative, I think for one, the idea that I'm going to put them in a miss the playoffs parlay.
Okay.
Stay tuned because we're getting into the teams that are projected to be good. That's happening. So if you put it as a standalone -196 bankroll builder,
miss playoffs -196.
Yeah,
okay.
Yep. And then I would consider, and I'm sure you might be calling this one out, so maybe I'll save it for you. But I assume we're interested in the Drake Maye touchdown.
Okay. What
rushing?
Bring up Making Bacon's comment there. The Maye and Henderson to both have 10+ rushing touchdowns at 50-1. Oh my goodness, that is absolutely beautiful. I want everything over for Drake Maye rushing everything this year. And like I just mentioned, I love Henderson
let me
too.
help you out, because if you're getting 10+ rushing touchdowns, you're likely to have more than anyone else in the division. Drake Maye's price here kind of surprised me, Sean.
Yes. What do you got?
150-1.
Yeah. I mean,
mark it down.
Okay.
If the ceiling case is there,
he's going to be used around the goal line. That's been confirmed. He's going to run around the goal line. So the idea that if they're kind of good and he's sneaking / getting the ball in the end zone. I mean, think Ryan Tannehill. I don't have the stats from Ryan Tannehill. He's obviously a better athlete. Now you have to beat Justin Fields. You have to beat Josh Allen, Devin Achan. Like the hill is high.
Yeah, but Justin Fields also has Braylon Allen in the backfield and Breece Hall, obviously, to steal some of those.
I don't mind having positions on Justin Fields and Drake Maye here. To me, like treating this like and fuck it. You want to throw Braylon Allen in there 40-1. I don't mind treating this almost like a 0 RB situation and just fading the top of the board. Achan, Cook, Breece Hall, and Josh Allen, and fuck it, because I do think Drake Maye could have 10 rushing touchdowns in a season. Like that's not a ridiculous thing for me to believe. So if that's the case, I should 150-1 is a beautiful price. I'm going to be phoning to my out of state accountant to make sure that one gets entered.
Yeah, I've got a trip to the casino tomorrow.
I
so
totally
I'm
see
go
the
ahead
case.
and write that
but for someone
down.
who already has a piece of Braylon Allen and Justin Fields, I'm just
build your portfolio. Sean.
I'm just sticking with that.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
You're just gonna believe in just the Jets? That sounds like a really
This is
solid
a beautiful
plan.
position to take.
I get it. I'm more of a Justin Fields rushing quarter, but I will take. What is his? Have you seen? I was trying to find his over under rushing touchdowns total because I do like his over on that and his over yards.
I've seen rushing yards, but I haven't seen touchdowns.
I don't think they have. I have
What's his? Have you seen his yards, Ryan, or Cody?
yeah, I can pull it up.
I've seen 675 and a half. Or no, that's Henderson. I've seen 425 and a half for
Yeah,
Maye,
that sounds more.
which he had 421 last year, and he played quote unquote 13 games, but like you mentioned earlier, he played one series in the last game. So really he played 12 games and had 421 behind a horrible offensive line with nobody else out. Like everything is going to be better this year, as we've just talked
So
about.
for me,
so I love.
yeah, I'm taking the under 7.5 wins on the Pats at plus 180. I'm taking the under 8.5 wins. I like Stefon Diggs under 775 receiving yards. I just think an aging receiver coming off an ACL, doing cocaine on a boat, doing cocaine post 30. You don't bounce back as easy as you used to.
Allegedly, we don't know what
My
was in that
God.
pink bag.
Oh yeah,
all
whatever.
right?
The sea
Jesus,
salt
Sean.
he brought out, the Himalayan
Yeah.
sea salt he brought on the boat. You don't bounce back.
I'm
You
sure
don't
that's
bounce
what it
back from
was.
that like you do in your 20s. He could have a decent year,
Unreal.
but
Or does it help you
That is
bounce
true.
back? I don't. Not that I'm
it
saying
is
to
the
do
original
drugs, but,
PED. But I do like the Drake Maye over 425 and a half rushing yards.
That seems fine. I'm almost more inclined to play it game
The touchdown?
to game. No, game
To game. Yeah, and I do have some concern for Drake Maye getting knocked around a little bit if he is going to be rushing more.
Doesn't he strike you as the guy that's going to hold on to the ball? Like he's going to be the Josh Allen. We're going to see some crazy ass fumbles from Drake Maye this year. Where he's just going to be like, nope, I can do that. Nope, I cannot do that.
If Drake Maye does have to miss a couple games, Josh Dobbs, it's kind of a drop off for the backup quarterback.
The astronaut? Come on.
I did like the
that's
astronaut.
could you have
It's
a better
great nickname.
backup?
All right, Cody. So you got him going 10-7. You already gave out the 5-0 start at a little sprinkle of 25-1. I'm going to put you down for over 8.5 wins. What else do you like
Please
for your New England Patriots?
Yeah, I mean Drake Maye over the 425 rushing yards. That I love that. If there's an opportunity to ladder that or car lift it, as we call it in the NASCAR gambling podcast world, I will ride that as high as I possibly can. Travion Henderson, you can get his over rushing yards at 675 and a half. I think that Mike Vrabel likes to run the ball. I think that they're going to run the ball a lot. I think that between Maye and Henderson and Stevenson, they've got three really good runners, and with the offensive line being a little bit better, I like that. I think that they're going to do that a lot. I think Stevenson has a fumbling problem, and I don't think that Mike Vrabel is going to play that game. So I think Henderson takes over sooner rather than later as the guy. So I love his over when it comes to that. So yeah, those are definitely some of my favorites. Hunter Henry, you can get his over 575 and a half receiving yards. He went well over that last year with 674. So I like that.
You
one
playing
also.
any make playoffs?
I have one that I think maybe everyone might like.
Sure,
because there's a lot of discussion about the 10 touchdowns, right? Which I've seen is anywhere from 20 to 25 to 1 standalone. So I still think if you're playing that, you got to sprinkle the 150 to 1 division price. But you can get Drake Maye to score 5 touchdowns plus 150.
Okay, I'll do that.
That's what I'll play.
5 rushing TDs. Plus 150.
That makes me think they're going to set his number at 3.5.
Yeah.
Right. So we're going to play essentially over 4.5 plus 150.
Okay. Yeah. No, I like that.
It's a great
Cody.
number. I like that. I did find a fun one. You can get the Patriots to score a rushing touchdown in all 17 regular season games at 45 to 1. That's a little spicy. I don't mind that. I think they're going to be. I think running the ball is going to be a big focus this year, and if they get close to the goal line, I think they won't be afraid to just pound the ball in rather than
Sean,
trying to
you
throw.
looked in most interceptions.
What's his price?
16 to 1.
Yeah,
similar range.
Yeah, I don't think they throw the ball, and I think especially if he's having an interception problem, they're not going to keep putting him in situations where he's throwing deep passes or bad pass. I think that Vrabel will reel that in.
To Cody's point, Ryan Tannehill,
I agree. The volume won't be there, I don't think.
And they'll protect him. Also too, some of that you know, the way they structured the Tennessee offense was because they had Derrick Henry. But you look at Tannehill in the Tennessee years, a 6, 7. He did have one year where it was 14, but then 6 and 7. So I don't think they're going to let him get exposed to that. And again, that's why I like the under on the Diggs passing yards. I'm with Cody. I think there's going to be an effort to pound the rock more. They're going to distribute it. You know, you get Kyle Williams in there, you get Hunter Henry. Like, I think they're going to spread the ball around a decent amount.
Any thoughts on Mike Vrabel, Coach of the Year, 6-1?
No, come on, it's too short. But Cody,
yeah. Like, I think, not to plug it too much, but sportsgamepodcast.com. I got an article for Coach of the Year with my picks over there also. But yeah, I think all the favorites, it's tough. Like, what would he have to do to be the Coach of the Year? I think they'd have to be a 12-win team, and then you'd have to have other coaches that are just more sexy not have good years. I think with the win total already being at 8.5, I think there's already expectations, and when there's expectations, it's harder for a guy like that.
It's a shocking price compared to like the path, like him and Ben Johnson. To me, their prices relative to what they have to do compared to what Liam Cohen has to do, compared to what Pete Carroll.
Liam Cohen, one I love, by the way. I believe he was the first one that I had put in
you
there.
And I
but
both, Cody.
Like the expectations are just too high. Like a guy like Ben Johnson, if he comes in and just completely turns the Bears around and they have this great season, okay, that's what he's supposed to do, right? And so it's either you're going to be like, okay, he did what he's supposed to do, or you're going to be disappointed. You're not going to give him the award at plus 650 or whatever he's at. But Cohen at 10-1. I did toss Brian Dable in there at 30-1. That was I was trying to get some brownie points.
Treatment. I will say I think the tricky part about this year for Vrabel and Ben Johnson is that, you know, Liam Cohen, Canales, Glenn Carroll, like one of these guys is making the playoffs, and I think that's going to be the tipping point. And so I'm with you. I a little surprised that Vrabel's price is where it is. Like that price suggests that this team is making a deep run in the playoffs, maybe winning the division. Which
and I think that's where they. But even you look at like who won the award last year. I'm trying to think, but it wasn't. It was not. It was Kevin O'Connell, right? So it wasn't the Washington head coach, right? So even though he turned that team completely around, took them all the way, and I get they vote on the award, I think before the playoff starts, but that's the same kind of turnaround you'd be looking at this year potentially, right? And still, that wasn't good enough last year.
So Sam Darnold is seen as a huge.
Well, the Coach of the Year formula, you got to win more games than last year, but also some of it is exceeding your win total, I think, right? Because that's the expectations, and you're exceeding the expectations. The Vikings came in last year with what, like 7.5 win total, and they ended up winning 14 games. So that's crazy. Right. Now
they went from 7 wins to 14.
Yeah, so 7-game improvement, and their win total was somewhere, I think 7 or 8. It was definitely way lower. There was low expectations. The Pats, they won 4 games last year, but
6.5 last year.
6.5. So you outperform your win total by 7.5 games. That's going to be tough to beat. But and doing it with the quarterback, like I think voters are probably like, well, we'll give Jaden Daniels Rookie of the Year, and then that's how we reward the Washington team. The Pats, it's going to be interesting because they only won 4 games last year. If they go 9-8 here, and they make the playoffs, maybe he gets it. It's just it feels like there's going to be competition.
There's going to be somebody else that does something more impressive. That's what's expected because the win total's at 8.5, and when the number's that low, if it was a bigger number, sure, maybe you look at the case like, oh, maybe they do go crazy and win a bunch of games. But as one of the favorites, I'm not interested at all. And then back to your question, like Make miss the playoffs. I don't know. Make at plus 156 just isn't a big enough number, I don't think. I'd rather just be on the win total, I think. Division at plus 550 is not big enough. This is Buffalo. Buffalo's going to win this division. They're going to go on to choke in the playoffs like they do every year and not win anything. Right? We all know the ending of the Buffalo story every single year throughout the history of the world. But they are going to be great in the regular season. They're going to win the division. So I would rather bet on Buffalo to win the division than New England at the number. Conference, I don't know, 34-1. Super Bowl as a fan at 80-1. I would hate myself if I didn't bet on it and they got there. So of course I will, but I'm not racing to the window or saying you should race to the window if you're listening either. To
add one more just to make it official. Give me Miami -2.5 week 2. That is the worst look ahead number I've ever seen in my life. I'm getting a paper. If Circa has those numbers up, I'm getting a paper ticket.
Oh man.
Patrick in the chat. Oh, here we go. I remember I was on last year at some point close to the playoffs and had a similar conversation, and Patrick was chirping in the chat, and then what happened to Buffalo in the playoffs? And you're pretty quiet after that, aren't you?
The Buffalo Bills story is it's somewhat predictable.
It's beautiful. I love it. It's great. I love that they're good and then lose every year. I'd rather them be good and losing the playoffs than just suck. That's a lot more fun to watch.
I did see that the current stretch. I think it's the current stretch that the Bills are on. They are like 7 wins clear of the most for any team in a 5-year stretch that doesn't have a Super Bowl appearance.
Who's the other team? Buffalo. Buffalo. The last time they had a 4 years in a row stretch of the Super Bowl.
Actually, is one of the teams right there. I think.
Oh yeah, Lamar.
I think the Aaron Rodgers 2011 through 2016, some stretch of Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay also, which all the teams make perfect sense. You're like, oh yeah, those teams did massively underperform.
Yeah, those Packers teams. I mean, the fact that Aaron Rodgers only has 1 Super Bowl is kind of crazy.
4-time MVP.
4-time MVP, 1 Super Bowl. Hey, good times as always. The team previews continue later tonight. We're going to be talking about the Pittsburgh Steelers. Here we go. We got Scotty Bowser hopping on there, Ryan, from your digital horse racing podcast. Big thanks to Cody Zeeb for hopping on. Make sure you check out him and Hot Rod Villa Gomez wherever you get your podcast.
That
NASCAR gambling podcasts. Yeah,
I like Rod's nickname.
Cody Sassy Zeeb. Remind Cody in the chat. His nickname is Sassy, so we don't forget that. Appreciate everyone tuning in. Toss us a nice 5 stars over on Spotify. Any questions you have for the show, the episode, answering them all over on Spotify. Very easy to ask questions over there. Appreciate everyone tuning in. Keep up with the phrase that pays. And of course, as always,
thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
For the Sports Gambling Podcast, I'm Sean, stacking the money green. He's Ryan.
I am curious. Is the dick coming off again?
Kramer, let it ride.
I want better fucking execution.